This podcast represents the opinions of the hosts of the Laugh Cry Club and guests on the show. The content here should not be taken as medical advice and is for informational purposes only. And because each person is so unique, please consult your healthcare professional for any medical questions. While we make every effort to ensure that the information we share is accurate, we welcome any comments, suggestions, or correction of errors. Let's giddy on up. Well, friends, hello. It's the Laugh Cry Club. I'm Joy.
I'm Rebecca.
I'm Chelsea, and if you are an imperfect human who has ever felt like laughing and crying or doing both at the same time, then this podcast is for you. Welcome.
Well, especially this week is we just decided to pivot. It's been we had a topic for the week, which I think we're going to save for next time. We just want to do a check-in for this episode because life has happened and Chelsea has had quite a week with Steve and his surgery, and we just really wanted to hold space today to check in and really just honor the space that you're in, Chelsea, because this is what life is about.
Well, thank you. I think we should still do our laughs and cries, though, and then maybe we process after, because listen, when life becomes a dumpster fire, sometimes these little micro moments of normalcy are what it's like the tether,
like you
right?
hang on to.
Yeah, that's what I've been hanging. I mean, that's why I shower in the hospital every day and put on perfume because it makes me feel kind of normal. So I would love to do our laughs and cries, and then we can take it from there. So let's not be in the thick of it for a minute. For my own reasons, I am going to nominate, I'm just going to pick Joy because she's the closest one next to me on screen to share her laugh and cry and bring some joy into my darkness. So Joy, tell us. Joy. Sweet joy, sweet, wonderful joy.
To do.
No pressure.
I will deliver. I'll start with a very brief cry. Well, my heart has been my mind and my heart have been on you and Steve, Chelsea. So that has just been something I've been constantly thinking about and praying about. I don't want to say, that was my cry of the week in a way. It's just emotional. I just have been feeling for you. So I've just been sending you so much love. And then just on a very human, silly level of a cry is I lost my shit one morning when Leela woke me up, the puppy woke me up, and I was so tired from not sleeping. It's just puppy raising, right? It's silly. It's it is what it is. It'll pass. But just I felt so bad that I lost it, meaning I got really impatient and I just took her out and then put her back in her crate and kind of had a hissy fit cry that I'm just it's okay to do that, because I felt immediately guilty that I'm why are you having these emotions? I'm oh, because you're a human. So that was kind of more of a fleeting moment of you have to lose your shit sometimes. My laugh is really funny. It's one of those text messages where autocorrect makes you just laugh so hard. So I recently had some blood work done where I found out that I have to eliminate gluten from my diet, and I already don't eat a lot of dairy, but I know it's
okay. My sadness
actually
level just plummeted. What?
I'm right.
Gluten? I'm crying too.
I know. I was going to say, I'm that actually should just be my cry. That actually was my cry a little bit when I found out. I had a little bit of a pity party where I was dang it. Anyway, so I have been having to really kind of adjust the things that I'm eating. And so my husband was at the grocery store and I said, can you get me some of these meals? These are some frozen meals that I can just eat for lunch. And I know that they don't have dairy. I know they don't have gluten. Can you pick these up? And one's called a Buddha bowl. It's this brand called Tattooed Chef. And I really like that brand. And so I was can you get the Tattooed Chef Buddha bowls? And he goes, yes. This is all through text message. And then he texts me back and he says, I got you 2 Kevin's orange chickens and 2 butt booty balls.
Who doesn't love a butt booty ball?
I mean, I never had one, but I would have one if it was gluten-free and dairy-free.
And I started laughing so hard. And he wrote back, he goes, LOL, or Buddha bowls. And so that was my laugh. I was laughing so hard because butt Buddha balls? But booty balls. So that's my laugh. Okay, I'll pass it over to Rebecca.
Oh gosh, guys, it has been a few weeks. I feel like it's been like a whole month wrapped into 1 week, really. I'm sure you all feel that way too.
It feels like a lifetime. Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like, my cry has to do with my mom's and learning. So my mom recently went back into the hospital for a low sodium thing. She's back home now. But the real cry for me was recognizing that my parents are of a certain age now. I mean, they're like in their late 60s, but they cannot be trusted to provide me accurate information. And I'm like coming to realize this, that they underreport. And it's really freaking annoying when you're so far away and you can't get correct info. So, kind of the joke now with my dad and I is that I have to have him scale things because he had told me once, like, yeah, your mom fell, there's blood everywhere. And I'm picturing like blood splatter on the walls, like murder scene, right? Blood everywhere. And it turns out it was like a 2-inch by 2-inch puddle. I'm like, okay. And then he was telling me something else about like maybe like her hallucinations or something. Or she's like, yeah, she's good. And I'm like, okay. So I had to make him start scaling things. Like a scale of 1 to 10. 10 is like feeling the best. Where is she really?
Right.
Because a good to me is like 7, right? And he said, well, it's a 4. So see, like, I'm just like,
right.
That was my irritation.
Yeah.
And cry, like frustration really. With
I
them.
totally hear you. I'm going through that with my parents too. I think we were texting a little bit about this, but at one point in my life, my mom had abdominal pain for 10 days that she just let go.
Yes.
And didn't go to the doctor. And it wasn't like cramps. It was like something that was really uncomfortable where she's like, I just wanted to see if it would go away. And I'm like, you're almost 80. Like you can't just like let things go when you're that age. And so I totally hear you where I'm like, if something like that, never do that again, Mom. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
I hear you.
That whole stuff with parents getting older and not telling you the accurate info. And then, of course, Chelsea, my heart has been with you both and just praying and thinking of you and Steve and your kids and the whole family. Like, I know it's been really tough. So, yeah. So my laugh, gosh, I had so many laughs over the last week. It's hard to pinpoint them. I went to a really fun wedding in St. Louis. My best friend was getting married to actually somebody that considers themselves our number 1 fan of our podcast. So that was fun.
Wow, that is fun.
It was a fun time. So lots of laughs there. But a few particular laughs that happened in the last week were, Joy, it has to do with autocorrect. So somebody was saying something to me and they wrote cog in the wheel, C-O-G in the wheel. And I was doing auto stuff and I'm like, I said, she is totally a cock in the whale. Is what it said. And then this audio text is so funny. I'm going to leave it at that.
Oh my God. We need a whole episode that's just like autocorrect.
Can I share one really funny that just
please.
Someone just texted me?
Ew,
we were confirming some plans for tomorrow and it's like a group thread and let me pull it up because I don't want to misquote it here, but it was really funny because everyone's like, hey, can you do this time tomorrow? Blah, 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 blah. And the text was about, because we're including our dogs, right? It says, we are all erected. And then she wrote back, and when I read it, I was like, because she's really smart, and I was like, well, maybe, I was like, maybe she's using a word that I'm not, like, maybe erected is a way to be like, we are all present and accounted for or something. And so today she goes, oh my God, I was dictating while driving, and as usual, Siri put her own thoughts down. I think I said, we are in.
We are erected and a cock and a whale. Yes, you gotta love it. So that's my new thing, the cock and the whale.
Oh my God.
Also on our trip, we drove to St. Louis because airfare was so expensive. There's this fudge factory called Uranus in Missouri. We had to stop.
I feel like the name of that is a fudge factory feels really inappropriate.
or amazing. I don't know which one.
It's so good. It's so good. So they had this shirt all of their shirt. When you walk in, they're like, "Welcome to Uranus," and it's so funny. I'm like, okay, cool. Everything's Uranus. The marketing is swell at displays. And like all their shirts are like Uranus. Like there's one like straight out of Uranus. There was this thing in the parking lot written on the parking lot, and it said, "Experience the taste of Uranus." I took that picture. The exit sign say "Enter Uranus" and "Exit Uranus." I'm just like everything.
Like endless possibilities.
Every Uranus joke you could ever see in your life was present at this fudge factory.
That's so great.
I'm going to nominate Rebecca to share some of these funny posts on our social media. I want to see all of them. Okay,
I
so
know. Yes,
I
agreed.
do have like an important question. Was Uranus chocolate good? Fudge. Like, was it, how did it taste?
I didn't actually try any.
What?
Well, the line to get the fudge was so long. I'm like, this is a brief stop. You know, we have a timeline. We're not going to stand in this Uranus fudge factory line for this long. But
oh my
God,
they
have fudge and trinkets, and they have like a sideshow museum. It's like a whole thing. And apparently it's called Uranus, Missouri. So I grew up in Missouri. There was no town called that. I'm guessing they somehow paid for that.
Yeah,
so.
You're like, fake news. This is not real.
Yeah,
that's
but,
really funny.
I mean, man, way to market yourselves. That's great.
Yeah.
Buy some
Genius.
t-shirts that you don't need, some mugs with inappropriate sayings on it.
Yeah, because it's just a little bit of funny fun in your day. You know,
Yeah.
it's just one of those things that like you have to pause and laugh because it's just hilarious. I love that.
The fact that it exists is hilarious. And you're like, wow, it's almost like Buc-ee's, where we talked about that one time, where it's like they have so many things with Buc-ee's on it. Like Chelsea had a Buc-ee's sweatsuit on.
I also had a Buc-ee's bikini once. I did wear a Buc-ee's bikini. People are like, why would you wear that? I'm like, why wouldn't I wear this? What are you talking about?
Wouldn't you? So good.
Oh, yeah. So I'm going to pass this on to Chelsea.
Okay, so I'm going to, in the spirit of pivoting, I'm going to do a cry and a cry. First is a happy cry, and then there is a sad cry. So the happy cry is 3 years to the date of my husband being diagnosed with cancer. They did a massive liver resection. So the cancer, speaking of Uranus, went from the anus. That's all cleared up now. And now it's all in the liver. Not anymore, though. And so he had this massive surgery. They removed the entire left side of his liver, part of his right side of his liver. My happy cry is when the surgeon told me that he believes he got it all, that my husband survived that surgery. It was just such a big surgery. It's really scary. And so I kept hugging the surgeon. Every piece of good news, he was like in the good side of his liver that they grew intentionally. He's like, that looks good. And then I would like hug him and like tackle him. And then he'd be like, and I'm like, you know, so I think everyone in the waiting room just thought I was like this insane woman because I was just like sobbing. And then he would tell me this, and then I would repeat it back to make sure I heard it right. And then I would like hug Dr. Robbie Cannon again.
Is Dr. Robbie the one with the boat shoes?
Yeah, like he's going on a boat, like he's going on a yacht for the day, like a day trip on the yacht. So I couldn't stop crying. I couldn't stop hugging him. Then I sat down, and Steve's alarm. They give you all your loved one's belongings when they go into surgery. So you have to then wait for him to come out of anesthesia, all this stuff. And so I'm waiting, and his alarm starts going off on his phone, and it's his alarm to remember to take his medicine. So I pick up his phone, and his screensaver switches every hour. It like rotates. And on the screensaver was one of his best friends in the whole world, Stu, who just died of cancer. One of his friends from the music industry. That was the picture, which is just, I mean, of like 10,000 pictures, what are the chances? And I always like pray and ask all of Steve's roadie friends, like he's had so many friends who've died of cancer. Again, we think maybe it's something that has to do with that industry. We've had friends just dropping dead over the past couple years. So
oh my God.
Yeah. I think he's had like 10 friends who have died of cancer.
God,
we think it's like the fog machines maybe or something. I don't know. but it's very strange to think of like so many close people. It's bizarre. So Stu was on his phone and I was like, oh my gosh, thank you. And then I just started crying. And then I look up and there's Dr. Dudeja, the one who did emergency surgery on Steve and how we ended up at UAB to begin with. So I look up and there's Dr. Dudeja. So of course I get up, I leave all my stuff and I run. I'm like, Dr. Dudeja. And then we hug. And then he's like, I heard he's the head of liver over here. And so then he's like, I heard he did well, blah, blah, blah. And so then that was just like a cry moment too. It was like it was just like a circle of all things good. Yeah, it was a lot. So there was a lot of emotional crying. It was just really beautiful. And so that just like, oh my gosh, I saw my life coming back. I saw all the love, all the support, all these helpers, all these like living angels, deceased angels, all these people. It just was amazing. So that was my happy cry. And then my sad cry is it has been a new version of a terrifying roller coaster every day. He's been in full audio visual hallucinations. I mean, we've seen kids in our room. When I was like making up the bed where I slept, he was just like, oh, well, what about those kids over there, those little people? And I'm like, well, I'm going to make the bed. What do you think? He's like, well, they probably won't like it. But if you have to make the bed, I guess you make the bed. I mean, like not breaking hallucinations, talking to himself, talking to friends, so I think he's been like kind of in the in-between. He has infection. They've done several more procedures, more than I can even count since I've been here, and he hasn't been able to be left alone. So it's been a nightmare. It took days to manage the pain, the kind of speechless pain that happens, and then it's like no control over your body. He's fallen. My husband's 6'4", like 230, so falling is terrifying. Like I was there, my sister and I, we couldn't catch him. I've had my sister fly out, one of my best girlfriends, probably my girlfriend since I was 12, who's more of a sister than anything. She flew out, and we have been taking shifts because he has not been able to be left alone for 1 minute. He's pulled out his tube before out of his throat. He, tried to go to the bathroom on his own, fell out. Like, it has been terrifying to watch. And my husband's smart as a whip. Like, he's quick and he's on it. So to see him and all of this hallucination and all of this disoriented has been really hard. And I don't know if you guys have done that, if you worked in psych, but it's like that looking past you. Like, he doesn't look at me.
Like
he's
right
looking
through you.
Yeah. So he's doing a little bit, but I would say a lot better, actually. The hallucinations have gone from like 95% of the time to maybe when I just left the room this morning, my girlfriend's with him. I don't know. Last night seemed better. Today he seemed fuzzy again. We're going to have a really slow recovery. I see that. I do not see this, but recovery is the key word, right? Like, we are, I think, finally starting on the path of recovery.
Right.
Day one today.
And just to kind of show my naivety around just this whole process, I think, when you're like, we're going to have surgery, in my brain, I go to this place of like, they're going to have surgery and then he's going to recover. Like, it's going to be, okay, we're going to have surgery and then it's going to get better. And so when things started going south, it was like, oh my gosh, like, that's not how life goes. That's not how bodies work. That's not how surgeries always work. And so, like, how terrifying too for you to have that aftermath experience where like it just sounded so scary from like the moment he got out of surgery. And I mean, this is how long was the surgery? Like all day?
It was 8 hours. First cut to last cut was 8 hours.
8 hours.
Yeah. So the whole thing is longer because they do the anesthesia, they do all of that, but the first cut to the last cut is how they time it. So yeah, and you're right, Joy, because in my head the linear path was he was going to be out like a week to 10 days is what they thought. And we've been through surgeries before, and for some reason it's like he has not been on that straight path, but this has been by far the most terrifying. And infection's terrifying. He almost died of infection the first time he had the bowel surgery or the rectal surgery and the liver. the 2022, the first time he had that, he almost died. He was hospitalized for 30 days with infection. So that's just been, we haven't had anything linear. Everything has been all over. And that is what it is. It's like, oh my gosh, we did this and now we're going to recover. And that's where my head was. Like, I know stuff can go sideways, and it was, but like, you don't think of it going sideways, I guess, because if you do, then you can't do this hard thing because it's too scary.
Right. It's too scary. And Steve's in a place, like, at least it sounds like now he's a little more, or he's coming out of like the fuzziness, but like even in the first days, like you said he wasn't sleeping, like the pain was so bad. I'm just thinking too, again, my naivety and not knowing, you said he can't be left alone. Like, is that normal? Like, how do they keep an eye on patients? You know what I mean?
Yeah, none of it's normal. Okay, a bile leak, which is what he has. He has a leak in his body that's causing infection. They have to move all your insides when they do a surgery. They have to cut stuff. They have to put stuff back together. That's kind of like an easy way to understand, like cutting around all your insides to get all the cancer out. So no, I don't think this. Yes, there's a chance statistically that people have a bile leak. I think it's pretty low that you're going to have that, or you have it and it heals on its own. This sort of delirium with full hallucinations, that can come from infection and also from not sleep. He didn't sleep for 7 days, 8 days, 9 days. Like, I don't even know what day. I think we're on day 11. So he did not sleep, and when he sleeps, he's yammering away. He's talking the whole entire time, then he's waking up, and then he's having conversations with people, animals, things that are not in the room. So he's having then the visual. So wakes up from audio, goes into the visual, and the hallucinations, I think, are what was keeping him up. So no, I don't know how people do it. I mean, the most I would leave would be to like get a coffee, and it would be like when the nurses were with him and I knew like, okay, I've got 20 minutes. They're doing vitals. They're going to clean him up, because again, he doesn't have control over, like right now, he doesn't even have control over like his bowels, like his body. I mean, his body is out of sorts. And so I would know, like, I would have 20 minutes, but there was a couple days where I just ate like Chex Mix, like, because I wasn't going to leave. I wasn't going to get food to come in a room with somebody who can't eat or drink, and all he wants is ice chips and drinks, which then, because he has a bile infection, then he's just throwing it up. So everything's like a double-edged sword. Like, we're just in it. Like, now he can't get up to use the restroom because he fell. So I'm like laughing because it's so fucking terrible. Yes.
Yeah. Like the first few days, was he able to get up? Yeah.
He was able to get up. And then when they switched him over to the antibiotics take out all your good bacteria. He had an ileostomy, like a bag, for a while. Then they repaired his colon, but he doesn't have a lot of colon. So if he has to use the restroom, he needs to be able to get up right away and go. But then you imagine being in this state, you get up, you get dizzy, you go to the restroom, and he fell out. Now they have an alarm on the bed that if he gets out of bed, the whole room is a siren, which is a whole other thing. So, because he wants to get up and at least be able to like pee in this like this like portable urinal thing. But yeah, so it's hard, and he's huge. You know, I mean, he's a big man. I mean, he's not like fat. He's just like a big person. So
it's a big guy. Yeah.
Yes. I mean, my heart goes out to everybody with illness, and it's like there's lots of loved ones there. At least this is a hospital where loved ones can stay, and at least I have help with family and things coming out and friends to like give you those micro moments. So that's my laughs and my cries, you guys.
So how's your heart right now? I don't want to open up this like whole, I guess we can, because this is life, but like, for lack of a better way to say it, like, how are you doing? What are the micro moments you're holding on to? Like, what's been keeping you
The micro
supported?
Moments are, my sister and my best girlfriend, Natalie, they were like built for this. I am not. Okay. So I have gotten good at doing this, but I'm the like mom who could only change my own kids' diapers. I could not change another kid diaper. I'm the type, if you throw up, I throw up. I am not good at blood and bodily fluids. I have gotten good at it because I've been in it I have learned how to go through it. The first time I ever thought I couldn't do cancer was when Steve had the ileostomy bag, and, which is like a colonoscopy, it's just a different part of your body, but it's the bag where your feces go from your body into a bag. And that was the first time during cancer where I was like, I don't think I can do this. Like, I don't know, I'm not cut out for this. And then you learn how to be cut out for it. You learn how to do it. So to have my sister's calm. She's like a badass. She is good at caretaking. She's all things good and pure. Like, my sister is all things good. So to have her show up and just get right in was, first of all, my love for her is indescribable. She's like my soulmate of humans, my girlfriend Natalie, like the same. And to have her, they coordinated together, so I wasn't even involved. Like, my sister called Natalie and was like, I'm flying out. And to have that showing up when you're in the scariest, worst moment of your life, and to have somebody who's like a living angel in your life show up is huge. So that was just like so grounding. And then for her to not be scared, because you get, it's scary, and she's just in it. Like, I've got it. And then my girlfriend Natalie, like the same thing. She had been going to school to be a nurse, so she's like, she knows, she has 3 autistic kids. Like, she is built for this kind of stuff. This does not flip her out at all. And it's like, I've got it. So to be able to have that is huge. And then we've had nurses and like medical staff. Like, thank your medical staff. People are burning out of this field. They're shorthanded because people are burning out. Like, nursing is burning out since COVID and has continued. Yeah. I've had a lot of conversations, but to have those nurses who come in and like are intentional to like just be so kind and loving is like they're living walking angels, just like so patient and so calm and so kind.
And so kind. In like a time where you're so vulnerable, that kindness is like life-giving in moments like that.
Yeah. And then I would say the other thing would be the elevator rides, going to the higher floors. I'm saying later, I mean higher. So Steve's on floor 8. I think 10 is the highest. And if you're on floor 8, you've got somebody who's in a pretty bad situation. And so it'll be me, and like I'll look over, and last night it was this man, and I was like, how is your loved one? And he told me about his wife Beth, and I told him about my husband Steve, and we both prayed and like went our own ways. And then this morning I ran into him and was like, how's Beth? And he was like, how's Steve? Like, you have people who
develop this,
they're in it in a different way, but they're in it too. They have somebody who's acute, who's in the hospital. Like, his wife needs to have more seizures because she's having 3 different types, and they need to figure out what each type was, I guess. And so that was the prayer, for her to have more seizures in the hospital so they could see. And then when I saw him this morning, he was like, it was a horrible night. She had seizures all night, but that's what we needed. And it's just like these living versions of horrible, but somebody else is in it too. And this hotel is for families. People are in it too. Like, everybody's in it. It's just we're in this layer. So those are the micro moments where you have connection, where you have support, and where you feel rescued for a moment to be able to breathe.
Yeah, just being able to like connect in that way where people are feeling exactly the same way you're feeling. I would imagine it would be so hard to walk around in an environment where everyone's just like kind of bustling, and it's like, I don't know. I just feel like when times like that happen, you want time to stop, and you don't want people to kind of like, I don't know, you just kind of have that different perspective. So to have people around that are around you that are in it with you probably helps.
Yeah. And then, Starbucks coffee, which I actually don't even like. But I have spent more money at Starbucks coffee. I mean, I'm like getting points. I just downloaded the app because I didn't want to go in, because being around regular people is too hard right now, and I don't want to do any chit chat, and I don't want to listen to music in Starbucks or have that, like, I'm in a twilight zone. Like, I need to stay there. I only need super safe. And so I just order from my app, and I sit at this bench across from Starbucks so I can see. And I order like a huge coffee. And so when they have like the venti coffee, that's mine, I can see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I go in, and then I've been very responsible. I have collagen powder with me and protein, a protein drink.
You've been so responsible. You're so cute.
Collagen and protein in it.
And protein instead of creamer, so I don't crash. Because if I drink like a sugary coffee, I'm out. Like that, I can't afford to not be, although I'm on adrenaline and I have been, but I can't afford to be more tired than I already am. So, but I wait and I watch. And my girlfriend's like, wait, so we don't go in? And my sister was like, wait, so we don't go in? And I'm like, it's way too stimulating. We're not going in.
You're
We
like, "I
only
can't do
order
this right
from
now."
the phone.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. I mean, that would be, it makes sense. It's like that. You just can't, like, you can't see life happening normally right now.
No.
You can't, like, be with the normies, because the normies are just like, you're like, that's just too much for me right now. I'm not in the world. I'm not in this world right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's like you're so out of it, and you're just like, it's like just taking one step in front of the other. It's something I go back to, Chelsea, is you talking about the next right step. And I remember 9 years ago when Robin was in rehab after her stroke, I can totally relate with how you feel out of it and in it. And like the world is going on around you, but you feel almost like it's not.
Yeah. How long was Robin in for her stroke, Rebecca? And Robin is Rebecca's wife.
Yeah. She was in the hospital ICU for about 4 days, and they moved her to a regular room. And then she went to a rehab facility for 3 weeks. But the rehab facility was 2 hours from my house. So I had my 3 dogs and a dog I was fostering at my house 2 hours away. And I was having to go back and forth. Also, like being in private practice, like it was like, I look back and I don't even know how I survived it.
Isn't that
It became
wild?
so much.
It is. You look back and you're like, how did I manage to like juggle and be responsible? I mean, we've gotten lucky. My mother-in-law's at the house with the kids, which has kept that very normal, thank God. Because I always say, once you see it, you can't unsee it. And they do not need to see this. I only give them, I've said that information of what exactly I know, but it is, once you see it, you can't unsee it. And so they need to not see trauma happening. That's my goal with all of this. And so my mother-in-law has been keeping it really normal and steady for them, and they adore her. So that's been really nice. But we're 4.5 hours away from home of where the treatment is, which is better than when he was in New York. But it's like, Rebecca, I don't even know how you managed. Like I'm not managing from this distance, from this life. I'm just here. I'm definitely.
I think that's what you do, right? You can't, even as a clinician, you know all the stuff you should or could be doing to help yourself feel better and through it. But the bottom line is we're humans, and life gets really shitty sometimes. And it's like almost like you disassociate from reality in a way, because you get really micro and you only focus what's going on in front of you, which is taking care of Steve and making sure he's safe, because that's like your number one priority at this moment. And I'm so thankful like your mother-in-law is able to help with the kids at home and pets, because that's a stress that you don't need right now.
Yeah, and it's interesting because that right when we had surgery, Cade, our cat, who's like been our emotional support cat, she got sick and was throwing up for like, she was drinking Miles's wisdom teeth salt water. Oh no. She's okay.
Miles.
I know. And then Miles he's had two complications with wisdom teeth. So thank God my mother-in-law's there to then take him back to deal with it. But like all of those things, and then I'm dealing with the car situation. They have to like buy back my lemon car. Like I have all these kind of open doors, and none of it, all I can do, Rebecca, that next right step and be so beyond grateful for the helpers. Like people cannot do this alone. Like my car stuff, my sister is a paralegal. I'm like, can you look at all of this and see that this is okay before I sign it? Like my mother-in-law, I called the dentist and was like, he needs to get in, give me the next appointment time, gave her that information. Like those kind of like it's like what is in front of you is the next thing that you can do. And it's interesting because today the surgeon came in and we're talking about next steps. Like they now know what bacteria is growing. They now know like the stent situation, but you have to monitor it. And he's like, I'm like, so then what? And he's like, there's like 4 different ways. And I'm like, okay, don't tell me any of the ways, because right now I just need to know, like for the next 2 days, you're just monitoring. We're just looking at the fluids in these drains. And then I will go to phase 2. Like, I'm still in phase 1. And he was like, you know how to do this. And I'm like, I do. And he's like, okay, good. I was like, so no more information. And I'm just like setting that boundary of like, I'm not taking in any what ifs, because the what ifs are terrifying and my brain's on overload. And right now I'm in a moment of monitoring. Like, monitoring is a great moment to be in, because it has been a procedure every day. Every day has been something. Throat tubes, pull out the throat tubes, like scans, CT, falling out, x-ray. Like, we have been in all of that. So the next right step is where it's at. And my girlfriend sent me blankets too, which helped. Like, they sent me blankets and like real shampoo and like real soap, because obviously I'm not leaving to go in a hotel. You can't sleep. You're not sleeping in a hotel room when somebody's not safe. No. So that has been a blessing too, to just like wrap myself up like a cocoon, like, and like feel like my girlfriend Jen, feel my girlfriend Nat, like feel that, and to smell like myself. It's really nice.
Yeah. It's
sorry, I'm all over the place.
Said. Oh, you never apologize. Never apologize.
This is what happens when life gets really bad. I think this episode is a great example of how shitty things can be, and we're expected to keep moving forward, right? Like, we can't just go and lay down somewhere and say, wake me up when this is over. That's impossible. Like, you have to be there every step of the way, because you are trying to make sure your loved one is safe and secure. And then we also know, like, when you are in a hospital with your loved one, they are likely to get better care than when you're not. I'm not saying like at this particular hospital, but that is a fact, because you are on top of things and you see when things are happening. You know them.
Yeah, and you're right about that, because I'm like, what would have happened if he would have fell and not had me and my sister there? Like, how long until he could have reached for the button to call the nurse? Like, how long would it have been there? And you're right. Like, I always think, oh, this is going to sound so bad, but I always think like hospitals, like statistically, like your chances of death are higher. Like, that's not a good, because you're just, first off, you're there, right? And then there's all the other things that like can go wrong, but you really do. And that is a privilege for me to be able to stop and be there. Like, I know other people don't have that, where they're able to have flexibility with their work or have loved ones to be able to help, but it is. And I just keep telling them, like, I will be damned if we lose him to some fucked up little thing. Like, we just fucking got cancer out of his body. He's got stage 4 fucking cancer out of his body. Yeah, we are not like losing him.
Is not taking him down.
Yeah. Or like when his like incisions, I'm like, we need to test for infection. Like, immediately I want infection tested. Like, we have had E. coli infection. I know what that looks like. Like, I can know. Yeah. So those things that he would miss, because I'm constantly checking, I'm constantly in it. And the nurses do a great job, but like, it's these little teeny tiny moments of, you know, and then I have pictures to reference. I have videos of infection. Right. I have everything. I have this whole medical history where I'm like, look, this is what it looked like before. This is what it looks like now. And luckily they're listening. In the beginning, it was a little dismissive. And then I lost my mind. Was like, God fucking damn it, if I lose him to this, like, this is incompetent, people need to get their shit together. Like, I lost it, and I have not. And then I turned around and I walked out and was like, I'm taking a minute, because I'm losing it. After we had a really bad nurse. They got behind on pain meds. He'd ripped out his tube. Like, and then they started being like, how many ice chips has he had? And I was like, really? We're worried about fucking ice chips right now? All this other stuff happened and you're asking me about ice chips? And I like lost it. And then I came back in.
Get the fuck out with these ice chips.
Yeah, I was done. And then I came back and was like, look, I'm a calm human being and I am at my breaking point. I don't want any more floating nurses. I don't want anybody who's coming in just to come in because, you know, it is a teaching school to like learn how to do vitals. Like, this is how it's going to, and so that has been a big shift too, where we are having like consistently the same people. We're having consistent care with this. I'm like, I'm not losing him to something stupid.
Yeah.
Not happening.
Yeah. Good for you. You're such a good
I mean, I lost my
partner
mind.
and advocate and
You're a badass. I have to just say that, Chelsea.
Yeah, Chelsea, this is, I mean, you
I
were saying
be
like
you when I grow up.
Yeah. Oh my God, you are the same.
You
would do the same thing.
We're the same thing. We're the same person, actually.
I mean, I think that happens, right? Like, you get to your point, and I don't know if you feel like this because you're a therapist, right? Because I'm a therapist, I have the gift of curiosity. I have the gift of not being judgmental. I have the gift of being like, let's go through the process. I have that. And then I'm a human and I'm a wife and I'm a mother. And this is the father of my children. This is my love of my life. This is my fucking person. I can put up with like a little bit of like, you're a little messy, but like after the night of the nurse, the floating nurse, I was like, this is never happening again. This is, and that's where the human comes out, where you're like, I'm going to burn this place down if he, I'm not really, but that's how in my head, if he dies over something stupid, it's going to be on fire. Like we're not losing him because of somebody being idiotic. And
you have fought so hard. Right. He is this freaking warrior fighting through this. And if you see one little, this is not your first rodeo with this situation. You have been through it. You have experience. So you know your partner best. These healthcare professionals should be listening to that, and good for you for advocating, because you're like, I may not have the expertise of like how to cut someone open, but damn it, I know what an infection looks like on my partner, and I have documented it. And that's just, what a difference I'm sure that's making.
And the annoying thing too of the hospital is like, what I've always learned is like, you have to get dressed. You have to look like you're together. Like, I hate to say that, but like there is that, because there's like that assuming you don't know this. And so it's almost like putting on that like representative of like, I'm together. I'm not sleep deprived, even though I'm in sleep. I am, right? But like, I am taking in this information. I can understand what this means. Even when I don't, I can look it up. I can ask questions. But that part makes me sad too, with the medical system of people who, your brain's so overwhelmed to take in stuff. Like, I'm typing stuff on my phone so I can go back and read it because it's overwhelming. Right. And now that it's been 3 years, I know a lot more than I did in the beginning. But I think about that with people. It's just so traumatic. And then you're trying to like learn how to like, well, what does this look like? And what's this? So you guys, it's been a lot. I think we're on day 11. I think we're right? 11? Yeah. It was the 18th. Yeah. So we're on day 10 days. Oh, well, it's so nice to be here with you.
I am so glad we got to see you. And really, we were prepared to just kind of like put this on pause for as long as you needed. And we can still do that. Life is going to life. So, it really kind of warrants a larger discussion too for down the road of like just caregiving and being a caregiver, how you navigate that, how you manage, how you support yourself. We continue to hold space for you and pray and ask the listeners to do the same, that he continues to fight through this and pull through in a way that that recovery gets easier, and not, that it does go on the linear path that I think we all were like, come on, but yeah, I'm just really thinking of you guys.
Thank you. And thank you both for being my friend and being amazing. This is a micro moment. This is a macro moment. This is normal, it's nice to connect. It's nice to see.
Not Starbucks overwhelming. A good one.
Not starving. Not even. Those things don't even exist. You and Rebecca do not ever exist in Starbucks overwhelming ever.
One of my funnest things to do at Starbucks is give fake names on my cup.
Yeah.
So.
Oh my god, that is funny.
You should do that too. If you ever go to a restaurant and they're like, name, give some fake name, and it's so funny to hear it called, especially if you're with a group of people. It's
like,
fun.
What name? Can we end on that? Yeah.
You should say Barbie.
I haven't done it in a while, but like Jim Bob or like Sally Sue. Like, I do this sometimes when I'm out with like my best friend on trips or something, and they're like name and instead of saying like Jane or Rebecca, I'm just like, Barbara, like just something crazy.
Rebecca's really funny like that. Like when we were in Vegas, there's all these like little moments where you're just like like she'll do this thing where you're walking behind someone, and like it's like a woman's kind of like not too close to you but close enough, where Rebecca will just go, ma'am, but she's talking to me, but they think they're talking to
It's so fun to do.
Oh my god, Rebecca.
Sir.
And it made me so I was like, Rebecca, stop it.
It's so fun.
That's like Rebecca as a little kid. I could see you as like a little kid, and Joy, you're like the good girl. You're like, oh my god, Rebecca, you're like trying to like tame her.
I'm the Catholic rule follower that I'm
You
just like,
are.
Becca, stop it.
Oh no, we're gonna get in trouble.
We're gonna get in trouble. Yeah, totally. It's so great.
Oh, it's so
my
fun.
gosh.
But-
I love you both.
Lots of love. Love you
Yes.
too. And listeners, thank you as always for supporting us. And this is just real life, here to normalize that crap happens, life happens, and we just keep pushing through it. However we feel like we need to, there just really is no one way. So supporting you, whatever you're going through in your life, we are thinking of you, and thank you for supporting us and listening. You can follow us on all the socials, and we'll be back and keep recording as we can. Of course, stuff that comes up, but we are just very grateful for this space. And Chelsea, we love you so much.
I love you all so much. And let's just put it out to the universe that next time we record, maybe it'll be a normal listener question that we had for this week. Maybe let's just put out like that could
I love
be,
it.
that could happen. Like we could go on
Yeah.
a linear path and then we
Yes.
show up and I'm like, let's talk about avoidant disorganized attachment.
Yeah,
and what does that mean,
exactly.
right?
And then Chelsea will be like, and I have some tips and tricks. Like, we're
Yeah.
going to get back to that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can we get back to that? That's my goal.
Yeah.
I'm going to start meditating. I meditate all day. My body actually is the safest place for me to be, which is so interesting. It used to not be that way. My head is dangerous. My body has been
Oh, I love
good.
that.
Yeah. And I've just been staying and like breathe. Like, what is your body? Are you having a bad gut feeling? No, you're not. That only when you think the thought. When you go to your body, you're actually okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
really
it's been interesting. Like, yes, your heart is going to go fast because when someone falls, it's very scary, right? Like, yes, but like you're not having. So I'm really like honing into that part. But I don't even know why I said that, other than I'm really tired and nuts right now. But
Next time we're going to be talking about
next time we're talking about
Chelsea's back with tips and trips next week.
Oh yeah,
Because we all
meditate
we
all
need
day.
them.
Meditate all day, guys.
Yes, all day, every day.
All day, every day.
Thanks,
All right.
everybody.
Okay, love y'all.
Love you guys.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
That's life, baby.